Listener discretion warning, turn back now. This podcast may contain bad language and other stuff that might scare away the kiddies. Also, there may be spooky spoilers. You have been warned. Also, did you know there's a skeleton in your body at this time? That's right.
Oh,
we are inside you.
That intro was literally 3 spooky-fied me.
Yeah. 3 spooky-fied 4 me.
I am frightened out of my pit.
Special Halloween edition of the Kingdom Hearts Wiki podcast.
Spooky cast!
God damn it. Yes, welcome to our spooky cast. We should probably introduce ourselves. I am Unknown Chaser. I am a moderator and guy on the wiki that does apparently all the podcast work.
That's about it.
That's all I do. Nothing else.
And
I am Ghost of...
Go, you do it.
I am the Ghost of Fire! I am the admin of the Keyhole, and I haunt the KHWiki. Wow.
Hashtag trying too hard.
God damn it.
And,
Alright, Nezzy, just go for it.
and I'm Nezzy. I'm an admin and bureaucrat on the Kingdom Hearts Wiki at KHWiki.com.
That's it? Nothing spooky?
Woo!
Jesus Christ.
Hashtag trying too hard.
God damn it. Okay, so like I said, this is a special episode of for the podcast. This is the Halloween episode.
Yay!
And so for this episode, what we're gonna do is we're gonna read terrible, I hope it's terrible, shitty, I hope it's shitty, Kingdom Hearts creepypasta. Because I didn't read any of them. I just googled Kingdom Hearts creepypasta and I'm gonna remember the hell I Google up. I hope it's terrible.
Because base Google.
Google knows everything.
That's
Of
right.
course, yeah.
But before we
I
start
only
that,
skimmed a couple of these. Yeah, go ahead.
if you want to send in questions that we can answer in certain podcasts that we'll be doing sometime in the future, send questions to us at kingdomheartswikibcrat@gmail.com.
That's all one
You have
word.
sent us lickety squat. Send us questions.
I'm gonna put that linked up so people know.
Send us
Yeah.
questions.
Okay,
It can
so-
be anything except when's the next episode coming out?
And why
because-
does Unknown Chaser suck so much?
Because we already know the answers to that, and we're just not going to tell you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
Yeah.
I know how much I suck.
Yes, we do too. So, on to the creepypasta.
Snazzy. So we're each gonna read 2 creepypasta each. We chose from a pile of creepypasta.
Basically, the top results from Google.
Yes. Okay, so who wants to read their creepypasta first?
One of you guys. Let's rotate.
I'll start.
We'll rotate.
I'll start.
Okay, you wanna start? So Jane, what creepypasta are you gonna read for us?
I am going
Okay.
to read Kingdom Hearts: The Other Mix
Alright.
Dun dun dun.
by
Oh,
Scourge the Hedgehog on fanfiction.net. Because
I hope that's the original
fanfiction.
author.
Yeah,
And
that is the original author.
Okay. Okay,
Arthur.
thanks, Scourge the Hedgehog.
Alright. First of all, he starts out with an author's note. This is my way of experiencing the genre of creepypasta. Actually, never mind. That's boring.
Yeah, that's
So-
that's boring.
Straight to the story. Hi, my name is Andrew Doe.
Don't.
I'm 18, and I've been a die-hard Kingdom Hearts fan since the day the game came out in 2001. Yes, this is part of the story. This isn't part of his intro or anything. This is legit his story.
I'm gripped
This
already.
is important. This is important backstory.
Important backstory, no?
Dude, my skeleton is creeped out by his intro.
Yeah. You gotta know he's legal. I've played all of the installments of the game, even 358 over 2 days, which I found lacking compared to the rest.
Oh, that's nice that he put in a little, review into his creepy story.
Yeah.
He has to let people know his thoughts.
Yeah, because
And
this
I
is
have-
how he proves that he actually plays the games by
He
saying
even play-
Days sucks.
Yeah. Good job.
This guy.
You obviously haven't played Chain of Memories, my friend.
Or recoded.
Or Recode. This might have been before Recoded. Nope, this was 2011, so it was before
Yeah,
Recoded.
dude. No, which one? Oh well, that's not important. Just continue with your story.
But
we could go
regardless,
actual data later.
Mhm.
well, I was on eBay, noob, and I found a copy of the final mix edition of Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Seeing as I only have the original version, which I've beaten 10 times over, noob,
Brag much?
I decided to take a look. Apparently, the auctioneer was very eager to get rid of it because the only description of the item had given was, "Please, please, please take this away from me." I was a bit worried, and since he was only charging $3 for the game, adding in shipping and handling, of course.
I love how he
And there were no
capitalized
bidders.
handling.
Obviously,
The important
Obviously.
details right there.
dude, gotta know those sender fees.
I should have disregarded it right then. Disregarded it. Wow. It would have saved me so much trouble. A whole freaking $3 for shipping and handling. But like an idiot, much like this story, I figured it was only $3, so I can spare it.
I already see like 3 plot holes right now. Keep going.
You see one for every dollar you spent on this game.
Yeah, exactly.
I bid for the item and was approved instantly. I had sent my money via PayPal. And
Wow.
We know how you paid for the game.
These details
That's
just make
very
it so
important.
realistic.
Don't you pay for your stuff on eBay through PayPal?
I mean, yes,
Nope.
but thanks.
And expected the game within 3 days. One for every dollar, and one for every plot hole this story has given us so far. It arrived on my doorstep in a small package sent by the post office.
Capitalized.
The capitalized post office.
Now we know it's important.
And then I smashed it with a hammer. Just
There
kidding.
is only one post office.
Yes.
That's the central post office.
It's any post office you want it to be. The postman was a bit suspicious of me, getting a package and all. Nobody expects that from the postman. And
what
asked,
his job is.
yeah,
I hope it's not giving people packages.
yeah,
Hmm.
and asked for my signature.
I feel like
I
that's
took
not
the
a thing.
package.
I feel like that's not a thing the post office actually does. Ask
What,
for
ask
your-
for signature?
Yeah,
Yeah, actually, it does.
job.
it
It
does.
depends. Yeah, it depends on what you order
Oh.
and where you order.
Usually they just knock on the door and leave it outside for me.
Yeah, well,
Or with a
different
note or
post office
something.
does different things.
All right.
But apparently
Well,
this
that's
post office right to the doorstep.
And it requires a signature, apparently.
Yeah, I took the package and signed my name on the dotted line. It was only after returning to my house did I see why he was so shifty. The package had no return address.
Okay.
I'm already.
Before I
frightened.
opened up... Holy crap, guys, I can't even. Before I opened it up, I emailed the auctioneer. He capitalized email. It was like
Don't you capitalize your email?
I
He used,
emailed
he
the
used
auction.
the program email.
Yeah, he used the program emailed.
Is that the wave of the future?
Yes. That Internet Explorer. I emailed the auctioneer only to be met with no reply. And I went back on eBay and found that he had deactivated his account right after the bid. This was getting more and more freaky by the minute, but I was excited playing my new game than I was but with a shifty con man.
I can already notice that's another fly I noticed already in the story.
Hello.
I'm gonna say that later.
I opened the package and saw the final mix cover of Birth by Sleep. At least he had sent the game like he promised. I opened the box and saw no manual, only a game, a memory stick, 2 gigabytes by the look of it, and a note.
He's a connoisseur.
What do you mean?
He's a
What do you
connoisseur
mean
of
by the
memory
looks of
sticks.
it?
He can.
It
He can,
doesn't.
t-
Don't,
he can tell
don't
just
memory
by
cards
looking at it.
for
Memory cards
PSPs.
have the numbers on them, so you know how much the memory card is.
This one was
2
upside
gigabytes
down.
by the look. How does somebody look at, like, even if it didn't have it written on, somebody look, this looks like 2 gigabytes. Yeah, that must be 2 gigabytes.
I'm sorry.
Curious.
Keep going.
Curious, I took the cryptic note and read it. It said, "When darkness swallows all, be sure not to fall in its void." It's not cryptic, that's the game in a nutshell.
Okay. Also,
me?
also, the it's, the apostrophe in it's.
It's. Good job.
It is void.
Into it is void.
Oh, these people.
Keep your mind, and you will keep your life.
This
I
is
had
going
thought
well.
it was an advertisement for Square Enix for something it had planned. It actually sounds like something like an advertisement from Square Enix.
I actually would.
Since
It would work.
I'd be alright
Yeah.
with that.
since it had been typed in their font,
What
so
does
I
that mean? Typed in their font.
You know, Square
Square
Enix
Enix
has
has-
official font.
Square Enix
Yeah,
has
they
an
kinda
official
do.
font.
Apparently so.
the Square Enix font.
Yeah.
Well, there's a Kingdom Hearts font. It's on defont.com. But anyway,
Yeah.
so I just put the note away. I took the UMD out of the box and saw that it was completely blank. No picture of the game's logo, no serial number, no serial credentials for that matter, just a UMD.
I like how you put number uppercase, cause
No
Also-
serial number.
What is the serial credential?
is that
Is
I
that
don't know.
any?
I
How
think
is that
that's like the
different from
copyright
serial
stuff on the back.
number?
I
Okay.
don't know.
I don't have a PSP on me to look right to it to see how that is.
He probably removed the picture for some odd reason. Especially if it,
obviously.
probably because it was, Spock with a beard. Probably to stare at the picture of Aqua. Perv, maybe? I don't know. So I
I don't
ignored
get
it and
it.
placed the game and the included memory stick into my PSP.
Why would he do that?
The moment I turned on the PSP, it took me to its system menu. I kept automatic
it is
startup
system
off on
menu.
all games just in case. I looked at the save data utility and opened the data contained in the memory stick. He had played through all the stories in level 1 critical mode. Brave man right there. A gamer that likes challenge, a dying breed.
Oh my god, he's
Wow.
trying so hard to
He's
show
trying-
off his gamer cred.
He's like, by the way, I do this too. It's like, yeah, yes, we have a wiki full of people that do that, myself included. He had a secret episode file, so he'd beat the game and unlock the secret movie, which included the secret episode and its movie.
Wait, what?
No, no,
Wow,
no,
okay.
To confirm.
no shit.
Also, that's like the third time he did that with it.
Yeah, it is.
It is movie.
There was one other file, but there was something off. The save logo had no picture of whatever character he was playing as. Now that I think about it, it lacked the Birth by Sleep logo too. The text showing where he was when he saved and what level he was at were all overwritten with the letter X. Level X, location X, 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 date X, 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 X.
It's nice that he.
Yes, that is the amount of
descri-
X's he
I'm
put.
glad that he described it and then said exactly what it was.
Yes. This must have been a hack or something. I tried to delete it, but whenever I highlighted the file, I couldn't even access the options menu for some reason. Whoever this was adamant that this file would stay alive. I exited out of the utility and started the game back up. Glitches were abound. The PSP logo never came on when the game started up, nor did a short jingle.
It is.
I did the
ridiculous.
typical checking memory stick prompt and confirmed it. Where was I? Sorry.
The game's opening cinematics.
Yeah, the opening cinematic to the game never came on. It had gone directly to the title screen. Oddly enough, the text was in English, something unexpected from a Final Mix game. The title screen itself lacked the music, and it had an ominous feel to it. There were no pictures in the background at all, unlike the previous Cage games I played. Just the game's logo, which was colored red and black for some reason, and the options. Install data wasn't available at all.
It's a good thing we know that.
Yeah.
That's an important feature.
He can't install the data. Holy crap. For when I tried to click it, a prompt came up saying that it wasn't required. I went to continue only to find that I couldn't load any of the saved files. All of them gave the same message prompt when I clicked on one of them. Mark your own path. Ooh-wee-oo. I then tried to load up the hacked file. Another prompt came up with another cryptic message.
Come up with a cough. That's what the cryptic message was?
The cryptic message. Don't smoke, kids. Oh. See the void for yourself. This wasn't what I thought it was. It must have been a hack. But I paid money for this thing, and I didn't want it to go to waste.
Yeah, you paid $3.
Oh, freaking $3. This wasn't what I thought it was. It must have been a hack. Like you've said about a billion times now.
Yeah.
And I just repeated that line, ignore me. I went to the new game and asked about difficulty as always. However, only one option was available. This option was totally blank, and no description followed it. I pressed it, seeing as I couldn't do anything else. The title screen then faded to an acid-like blur.
The guy does
I was
that?
getting more and more nervous by the minutes. Instead of an opening sequence, I was greeted with another cryptic message. Though this one lacked a prompt or choice. When the bow... Excuse my smoker's cough. When the bow breaks...
It's pronounced bow.
Oh, when the bow breaks, the cradle will not only fall, it will deiterate everything else that it touches on the way down. Don't let the cradle fall, or it will all be for naught. All $3. It seemed like a warning, but for what? Line. And this is a long creepypasta. Alright.
I think we're at chapter 2. Or part 2, whatever.
Chapter 2. He's actually playing the game now.
It took him
The scary cryptic openings served to weird me out rather than scare me. But it turns out that it was just the warm-up compared to what I saw next. The character title select screen, where you choose between Terra, Ventus, and Aqua in the actual game. Yes, that is the definition of a character select screen. Thank you. Comes up. The music normally heard in the sequence is a little distorted, practically demonic, with its low pitch and treble. Instead of the typical scene, the awakening floor where the three usually stand is cracked into 3 pieces, each 3 on their own piece. The background surrounding the awakening is a purplish hue, instead of a normally serene black. Then I see Terra, Ventus, and Aqua, but I see the 3 impaled on what looks like spikes of darkness jutting out of the cracks of the awakening. The spikes piercing through their bodies and coming out of their chests in a very graphic manner. From what I see, blood was dripping on the corpses impaled on the spikes, on the pieces they were on. The blood falling onto the bottomless abyss below. Disney approved. My eyes opened wide in half fear, half disgust. And since when does Kingdom Hearts have blood? But another more unnerving question. Since when did Kingdom Hearts contain the sprites for blood in the first place?
When can a PSP game handle that graphics to see blood and corpse?
I like how he makes the more unnerving question. Wait, when did they have blood? Even worse, when did they have the sprites for blood? What?
Because that's the order it goes in. First you have the blood, and then you have the sprites for blood.
Exactly. The sprites. Bum bum bum. The option to select them comes up. Their picture logos show their eyes dripping tears of blood, while their skin is a pale gray. I scare real easy. Not real easy, real easy.
Real easy.
So I began to breathe heavily. Whoever hacked this had a very sick mind. While trying to keep my
trigger warning right there. This plot is going to take a lot of trigger warning, just to let you know.
Yeah. Well, while trying to keep my cool, I continued to play the game. I tried to select
even though he scares easily.
Yeah. Good job, dude. I tried to select Aqua in an effort to test for some degree of normalcy. Like I expected, a message came up. A victim of the void. I tried Terra and Ventus, 2 more messages. The builder of the cradle. And for Ventus, the wind pushing the cradle. The nursery rhyme messages served only to scare me more. Nowadays, whenever somebody hears a nursery rhyme, it's usually in a horror movie, and it always signifies trouble. So I continue to play the game. Yes. The nursery rhyme messages served only to scare me more. I moved to what appeared to be a 4th option. The scene zooms in on what appears to be a total shadow, their figure obscured from view. The shadow in question looks like it's Terra's sprite model, but the body and face, all the features are black, and as if it's trying to hide itself. Think like the Antisaur form from Kingdom Hearts 2, like only no color whatsoever. Anytime he does that, I'm just... I select this option, and another message comes up. The wind is blowing continuously. Can you balance the cradle? Another choice come up. This must be part of the warning. With a very deep inhale, I choose yes. A light shines on the figure as an ear-deafening screech fills my ears, the scene zooming past the figure's face onto a loading screen. I don't know what that was, and it was just the beginning. At that moment, I found myself at the world map in the game. This was hacked too. The purplish, pinkish...
I think this is still hacked.
No. The entire game is hacked, dude. I think we're past that point, thanks. The purplish, pinkish backgrounds were usually present, are now pitch black. I could almost swear sprites resembling eyes were put there. Watching the map...
How can you not tell eyes from sprite? Does it blink and does it have dots?
They're watching. Watching the map through the background textures. You know, where if you go to the edge of the map and then push back, those textures. The music that plays is like The Awakening, low-pitched and demonic. I seem to be in control of the figure shown in the select screen. His key glider sprite wasn't spared modification either, because this whole game is hacked. The figure seems to be riding what appears to be a bloody object. It looked like a cross to me at first, but once I moved a little, I saw what looked like wings flapping. I just ignore this and look around. Wow. I moved the figure to the left of the world map, where the Princess of Heart worlds were. The Mirage Arena was gone, and instead replaced with what was made to look like a human eye. It looked bloodshot, and I kept it self-trained on the figure whenever I moved it, as if it were poised to strike or something.
Like,
my breathing
eyes
became worse. What did this all mean? Because, deep meaning, blood, a bird cross.
Hacking,
Yeah.
Easy.
I didn't risk going near it and moved the figure downwards. The princess's world, enchanted with dominion and castle dreams of before Portland, were all, guess what? Glitched. Their structures replaced with random binary data formed into the shape of the worlds themselves. I tried going near the enchanted dominion, but the figure was pushed away the moment I got close enough, as if I had touched a barrier. These worlds were disabled, obviously.
Obviously, where?
No, like, for all those listening at home, he put the word obviously in the actual story. I didn't just say that. That was in the story. Good job.
Obviously.
Good job, Spock. I moved the figure away from this area and went to the other side of the map. Deep Space, Neverland, Disneytown, and Olympus Coliseum were glitched up in the same way, and were also inaccessible. I moved down to the southern part of the map. The mysterious tower and the land of departure weren't even there. The only familiar world I saw was the Destiny Islands. I cautiously moved the figure towards the world. At that moment, a landing prompt came up. In the normal game, you can't land on Destiny Islands.
Well, thanks for pointing that out to us, so we know.
I honestly wanted to put the game down right now and just forget all about all I've seen, but something inside me urged me on, almost as if somebody else was telling me to keep playing so that this creepypasta could continue.
The author.
I chose visit this world out of foolishness, really, from the landing prompt. This time, the game just faded to a black screen like always. A loading screen popping up. I calmed down a bit, but that comfort didn't last long. Once it loaded, I found the figure I was standing by a wooden door on the island's right side. His features still hidden despite the sunshine in the world sky. I was stunned. Since when was this world playable? As I examined the textures, they seemed off. The normal wooden textures that made Destiny Islands look tropical seemingly bled around into the other textures of the world, giving the place a distorted look. There was no music, though I thought I heard sobbing in the distance. The figure begins to walk forward, beyond my control. So I guess it's not playable then? That would make it a cutscene, my friend. Good job.
Also, I like how now he went to present tense.
Yeah. I tried to get him to stop, but I can't, so I sit and wait.
Yeah, welcome to a cutscene.
Yeah. The figure walks to the shore of the beach, just as two boys come running down into the area. As soon as I see that they are Sora and Riku, their young self, just like the original game. They were hacked too.
Thanks,
okay, nice sentence there. Okay, that sentence was very fragmented. Good job. Their clothes were bloody, as if they had come out of a desperate struggle. One of Riku's eyes were missing. I named him Zigbar. An empty socket in the place of his left eye. Sora suffered from the same affliction, only with his right eye. The eyes were working, had bloody tears dripping from them, just like the pictures in the character's select screen. Their flesh looked mangled, almost zombie-like. The two immediately take out wooden swords and enter battle poses, intending to engage the figure in combat. Sora says something angrily, but all I hear is static and glitch sounds, and the subtitles seem disabled, so I couldn't understand them at all. At this point, I was simply speechless. I don't know what this meant, nor did I want to know. But I had to keep playing because, creepypasta.
Why are you playing?
Because, plot. I had to know what it was trying to tell me, or what would haunt me forever. Bum, bum, bum.
Sure, not playing will haunt you forever.
Okay. Kind of almost over-ish.
Somewhat.
The scene then zoomed down to the figure's back. The figure extends his right arm as a keyblade appears in his hand. Then, with an insane chuckle, he finally turns his face to the camera. At that moment, the black color covering his features started to melt off his body, bleeding into the textures of the islands, distorting them further. I knew who it was now. It was Xehanort in Terra's body, just like in the original game. In reality, it was Terra, just with his eyes turned yellow and his hair turned white, but I knew this was supposed to be. The keyblade in the figure's hand turned out to be Xehanort's as well. Another dead giveaway as to the figure's identity. Nerd. Another loading screen went by. Then the scene moved to the figure's back, as an information bar showing your current objective hovered over the screen, and I couldn't believe what it said. Kill them. At this point, I practically shed a brick.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, I practically shed a brick. It's fun to say in that accent. This was some freaky shit. As soon as I was in control of Xehanort, I noticed a few things. First off, the mugshot in the HP bar wasn't there, just like in the save file, because, it's glitched. Secondly, there was no dealing or shot lock gauge bar for Xehanort to use. There was no music playing in the background, just sobbing that seemed to grow louder with each passing minute. Finally, I had passed the game and saw one of the most haunting images I've ever seen in my life. Because, it's glitched. On the pause screen, there was an image of a real-life man being torn in half by an odd-looking machine, his blood spattering all over the camera that took the photo.
As opposed to the other camera.
I just picture this guy taking a photo like, wow, this guy's dying in front of me. Gotta take a selfie. His face was contorted in agony, and the intestines that were flailing out were visible in clear detail. The image was so realistic, it obviously wasn't a part of the game. I literally screamed bloody murder.
Wait, does that mean he screamed the words bloody murder?
Yes. He didn't metaphorically scream it. He bloody murder!
Wait, hold on.
What?
Are you sure this image wasn't just a Square Enix tech engine demo?
Final Fantasy. It was the new Final Fantasy demo. I screamed bloody murder, throwing up where I was sitting at the moment I saw it. What kind of a-hole would pass out filthy shit like that? What kind of idiot would continue playing the game like that?
Really?
In an E-fort, pretty sure that's supposed to be effort.
It's an electronic fort.
In an E-fort, it's not capitalized though, so.
Oh.
In an E-fort to calm myself, I took in a deep breath. I had seen some stuff that was not going to be leaving my mind anytime soon. It was too late to turn back. I had to know why all of this was made. I unpaused the game to find myself playing as Xehanort again. Sora and Riku began to advance. Sorry. I had Xehanort running up to Sora, attacking him with a normal 3-hit combo. Xehanort played just like Terra, so I know his strengths and weaknesses. Sora could barely fight, so he was no challenge. I noticed that as I attacked
like
Sora...
5. Nice to beat up on a 5-year-old kid, Xehanort.
Yeah, good job.
You're a true man.
Life goals right there.
But he's bleeding, so it's okay.
But it's okay. You're just trying to put out my misery. The sky started changing color. Once I had depleted Sora's HP to 0, the sky was... Guess what color? Blue. Just kidding. Blood red. The scene zoom in for a reaction sequence. Whatever that means.
Use a reaction command.
Oh, yeah, I know what that means. Okay. Sora tries to attack one last time, but as he jumps into the air to attack from above, Xehanort aims his hand at Sora, the game prompting me to constantly press X. I do so, and I see Sora's hand charging up with dark energies. The prompt disappears, and Xehanort releases a spike of darkness that stabs through Sora's chest out of the other side.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, thanks for telling me how stabbing someone through the chest works. I never would have guessed that would happen.
No way! The scene zooms in on Sora's face as he says, The bow is breaking, Andrew. Are you strong enough? I was sweating now. How did Sora know my name?
Now you're sweating?
He was vomiting before, but only now did he start sweating.
Exactly. How did Sora know my name? How did the hacker know my name? I don't know, because he's a hacker. That's his job.
Or maybe when you bought stuff from PayPal, it displays your name.
Life lesson, don't buy from eBay.
Yeah.
At that moment,
Craigslist.
At that moment, Sora's body explodes into a shower of red blood and confetti, and his blood entrails fall to the... into a shower of red, as his blood and entrails fall onto the sand. Sorry, that sentence doesn't make sense. Okay.
Nah, I get it.
Xehanort turns to engage Riku. Riku stops short and exits out of the combat stance. He then looks at Xehanort with what seemed to be pity. Then he turns and looks at me directly. The cradle will fall and deiterate everything. Because deiterate is such a creepy term. Science.
Deteriorate.
Deteriorate. Oh, I get it.
That's a trigger word. Be careful there.
Trigger.
Triggering off the spookiness.
He's gonna kill him.
He uses vocabulary words. You gotta be careful.
The power of vocabulary. All you know will cease to exist, and so will you. My hands were literally shaking now. Literally shaking now, guys. I hate that word so much. I was starting to get the feeling that this was no hack at all. it was something worse.
Wow, dude.
But don't worry, Riku says as he turns his wooden sword upon himself, preparing to stab. Riku does so as the sword runs through him, blood gushing through his body. From his body as he falls to his knees. You'll get a glimpse of the void before you fall. With a death moan, Riku finally lands on the sands of Destiny Islands lifelessly.
Wait, what does it mean by finally lands? Was he in the air this entire time?
It took forever. Alright, this is a really long story.
Yes,
but
so we're gonna stop there.
But I would like to, before we go on to the next one, I'd like to point out that towards the end of this story, he uses the line, "My curiosity gets the better of me as I get up and wade through my own vomit."
Don't worry, guys. You'll hear the rest of the story on next year's Spooky Cast.
I can picture this guy just swimming through his vomit. Having the Nutcracker suite just go in the background. Unless
his room is a closet, there's no way he's gonna vomit that much.
I'm sorry, how are you alive?
He lives in a telephone booth.
Oh, that makes sense.
Just bigger on the inside.
Bigger on the inside?
Yeah.
Alright,
so with that, we'll move to the next creepypasta.
Alright, so Nezzy, should I read mine or should you read yours?
I'll read mine.
Alright.
I'm gonna read the discontinued Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days creepypasta.
Oh look, that's the name of the title.
That's the title. By Arizuta-chan. On Or DeviantArt.
Arizuta-chan!
I mean, I'm assuming it's a she.
Content like always.
I'm assuming it's a she, but whatever.
Chan-chan.
A boy got home from school and saw that there was a note on his bedroom door from his mother. By the way, I am going to I should say it right now. I am going to be pronouncing every typo exactly as written. The note said she wouldn't be home until Saturday. It was Wednesday.
It was wedded. It was wedded to this day.
He didn't mind since he was a senior in high school and could be trusted on his own. So he took of the note and found out that there was an envelope on the backside of the note. He laid it down on his bed and opened the envelope. He saw that it was a Kingdom Hearts game for his DS. He's always loved Kingdom Hearts and he put the game into his DS. He waited patiently for the game credits to pass and get to the title screen. He pressed continue to see if any profiles were still loaded. There was one, day 127. So he went back to the screen and went onto mission mode. He could play all the members of Organization 13, including Shion, who wasn't actually in Organization 13.
Another nerd.
He clicked on Zemnis and the loading screen came on. For a split second, he thought he saw a picture of Roxas stabbing the Keyblade into Zemnis' stomach while hearing a blood-curdling scream. Yeah, the boy jumped and blinked several times. The loading screen finally vanished as the game came back on. The mission he chose was the very first one to receive other than the one with Axel. The boy made Zemnis float forward out the door of the teen's hideout. Right after the game came back on, Zemnis was laying on the ground all bloody with the Keyblade in his stomach. Roxas was standing in front of Zemnis, his robe splattered in blood. And not only does the DS have blood, it has sprites for blood! And the
Holy crap!
And the death screen came up after about 30 seconds. The boy pressed restart mission, but a text box came up saying that the character could walk no more.
The caricature.
Oh yeah, the caricature.
The caricature.
Corrector could walk no more. The boy gave up and went back to the character screen, where Zemnis' picture was now splattered with blood. The boy tried more characters and different missions, but they all kept dying after leaving the RTC portal. And they all died various ways. From being cut to paces to sliced to death. And soon, all but 3 characters were gone. The only ones left were Larxene, Roxas, and Shion. The boy decided to play Shion, but this time, he didn't die after setting foot outside the RTC portal. But when he looked at all the shadows that were popping up, they all had the weapons of the dead members. The boy tried to kill them, but found out that Shion didn't have the Keyblade. She didn't have any weapons. When he looked in the magic menu, there was no magic items except for a spell the boy has never seen before. Instant death. The boy thought that if Heyused used it, it would either kill all the Heartless or kill Shion. He decided that since it was a game, it didn't matter. Oh, how we learn lessons. So he pressed A on instant death, and it looked as if Shion was drinking something. Then he saw her drop the bottle, fall to her knees, and scream. This scream seemed even worse than the others'. The boy covered his ears. He heard Shion stop screaming, and she laid down, dead. The screen slowly faded to black before he saw a flash of the corrector screen and went back to black. Then, out of nowhere, Shion screamed again, and blood splattered all over the screen. The boy read spelled R-E-D, by the way, what the writing said, and it said this: "I have only one love left. Please don't ruin it for me." Don't ruin it for me, bro. It had
Don't is capitalized.
Yeah.
Please don't ruin it for me.
Please don't ruin it for me. It had a bloody keyblade laying on the ground, and the screen turned black again. It went back to the... Seriously, this guy cannot spell...
screen.
This guy cannot spell character for his life. It went back to the corrector screen, and the music was all distorted. The boy just stared at the screen. Only Larkstein and Roxas left. He didn't want to play Roxas because he knew Roxas was the causes of everyone's death. But he pressed A anyways. The screen froze and finally turned black. The boy knew from reading creepypastas conveniently that the game was still running. Wait, what?
Creepypastas.
Yeah.
Do you stop the game? No, you keep continuing, even though I've read all these creepypastas.
No, that's how he knows. The creepypastas, they always keep playing. So that means he has to keep playing. It's the rule.
Because, you know, creepypastas end well for everyone.
Yeah. So the boy knew from reading creepypastas that the game was still running. The game responded about a minute later, and the boy's eyes grew wide. He didn't have to choose a mission, and he wasn't in a map installed on that game. He was playing Roxas still, but in the glitched Coliseum from KH Recoded. Okay, the boy made Roxas move forward, but Roxas would only walk. As the boy opened the gate, he walked to where there should be piles of glitches, but the hallway was empty and clean. So he walked forward to where Cerberus usually came in, but nothing happened. He didn't even see Hades anywhere. Then the music stopped and turned into what seemed as the Organization 13 castle theme backwards.
I've actually listened to that before.
He spent lots of time
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
By the way, I'm just glad he said empty and clean and didn't say simple and clean. That would, like, result in a sigh.
Thanks.
Yeah. But so, thank you. You have 1 point.
Yes. Then Roxas turned around. The boy flinched at Roxas's face, which had empty eye sockets. Not sockets, sockets, and rotting skin. And that is as much as she wrote.
Thank goodness. I like how the commenter was like, nope, nope, nope. Like, holy crap, this is creepy.
Oh, and then the author said, I'm actually fixing this up and going to repost. And then that didn't really happen.
Or she fixed it and it was a lot worse the first time. Gosh, oh my!
I'm looking at the right toolbar at the other stuff from this author, and it's like.
Did-chan.
Yeah.
Yes, quality DeviantArt creepypasta right there. Just call 1-800-self-esteem. Yeah, that's one of her other stories apparently. Totally. Alright, so Chaser. Your creepypasta. Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Okay, I guess it's time for your second creepypasta we're gonna read for tonight.
Yep.
Alright. It is called The Secret of the Cathedral. Which is strange because this was made 2010 and Dream Drop had not been released yet, so not that cathedral. I don't know.
So it's probably a different cathedral.
I wonder which one.
I hope there are skeletons in it.
And I hope there are 3 skeletons in it.
3.
3 skeletons.
Only 3 skeletons? Nothing else?
Exactly 3
Have you guys noticed something?
What?
There are 3 of us.
And we each have a skeleton inside of us.
We have 3 skeletons.
Oh my gosh, we are the 3 skeletons. Plot twist. Alright,
I'd actually watch a movie called The 3 Skeletons.
Jesus Christ, I'm gonna look that up right now.
That's amazing.
Okay, so back to your story, Chain.
Anyway, this is called Kingdom Hearts Cathedral Glitched. It is hosted on enuscreepystuff.blogspot.com, and it was made by someone. Oh, Inuna.
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 Dude, thanks.
All right.
Thanks, Inuna.
Thank you, Inuna, for contributing without contributing. The Secret of the Cathedral. Remember the beginning of Kingdom Hearts?
No, which
Zora's in a limbo-like shadow area, standing on a cathedral-like objects made of stained glass that show a Disney princess in a scene from a movie. Usually, if you were to be defeated by the Heartless, you would start over from the beginning of the fight. However, if you're defeated on the top of the Snow White Cathedral, exactly in the center of the apple she's holding, you won't start before the battle. Instead, Sora respawns within a different cathedral. The first thing one notices about this area is the music. Instead of being choir-like or happy, the music in the game... Since when is Destati like...
It's choir. It's choir.
Happy?
No,
It's
he's
choir-like, but it's not happy.
Yeah, he's comparing it to like the other music in the game.
I guess.
Because
As the music in the game often is. Yeah, I guess. The music is nothing but this odd static sound accompanied by a single broken violin attempting to play a scratchy version of Simple and Clean.
How does he know what a broken violin sounds like?
Don't you know?
Do you not have a broken violin? I have a broken
Yeah,
violin.
exactly. Come on, Nezzy.
Gosh, Nezzy.
Yeah, come on, get on that level.
I had a deprived childhood. I didn't have a broken violin.
You weren't a true 90s kid. I'm sorry.
No, I was born in the 80s.
That'd be why.
Yeah.
The longer one stays in this area, the louder the music gets, and even if the television is muted or turned down, it won't shut up. that's some very
because sound
creepypasta
continues.
vocabulary.
Yeah, because sound.
It won't shut up.
Even if you stop it.
As for the floor, it's like the Snow White one. The color of the glass is harsher, and the scene is somewhat more frightening than the original. However, instead of Snow White eating an apple, she is dead at the bottom holding the apple. Blood leaking from all of her facial orifices.
Oh, not orifices, it's the orifices.
Orifices. As the even queen laughs. Oh, it's supposed to be... Sorry, that took me a second. The even queen laughs in triumph while holding a bloody heart. Because, this whole scene is odd, so she's the only one even.
And also all this can happen in the stained glass cathedral.
Never by Final Mix.
What a lot of
ladies and
details.
gentlemen. As you progress in this new place, the other cathedrals have similar scenes. Beauty watches in horror as her father is devoured by the beast. Sleeping Beauty lies completely still with her face a gaunt gray, hinting at death, I assume, while King Philip is burned to death by Dragon Maleficent. Cinderella is sold into slavery by her stepsister. Oh, okay.
That would be a very interesting scene to see on that.
Stained glass? Dude,
yeah.
Yes.
Can I get someone to commission that for me?
Please, commission. Put that in for the next magazine.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that. All of these.
That'd never get in.
I like how the last one, all the rest of them, except for the Cinderella one, is if the actual movie went wrong. But Cinderella's we'll just kind of throw something in there.
Yeah.
I like how everyone dies except Cinderella, which is nice.
Yes. So she's just I'll have her be sold into slavery.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
There's too much death. Let's mix it up a little bit. Slavery.
Is that slavery?
Civil War, The scenes show what dark ending could have been put into the stories. I'm sorry, I don't see Cinderella going to slavery.
No,
okay.
No, I don't see it.
The details in the pictures, especially the gruesome segments. I guess these stained glass things are GIFs now, or GIFs for you peanut butter people. But that's what these stained glass are. They're moving pictures.
Yeah.
They are far more advanced than one would expect from a game of this time. The heartless you would face in this area are also different. Instead of being cute shadows, they are horrifying. They have red eyes with yellow irises and sharp claws at the end of their hands. They're taller than Sora and much more slender. They move insanely fast and often dispatch all but the most experienced players. They are also difficult to see as they blend in with the black background. Most people are only able to see their eyes.
Dude, this game real spooky now, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
This game is getting spooky.
The staff and shield don't work against these creatures, so only people with the sword are able to fight them.
Obviously. No,
Does anybody else actually choose the staff and the shield?
No, because I'm not a dumbass and a
No.
loser.
Pretty much.
Sorry, but you pick the sword and the shield. You're a dumbass and a loser.
Yeah.
Everyone knows
Pretty
that the
much.
sword is the only
Keep going.
true way to go.
But most people who randomly stumble upon this often reset of the game, think it's a glitch because they're unable to get farther than the first cathedral. However, there are some who have made it much further. The music gets louder, as mentioned before,
Thanks.
and a strange whispering can be heard beneath the noise and violin. Finally, the player makes it to the last cathedral in the area and fights the giant sword Shadow Heartless. He is different than the one you usually fight. There is no heart-shaped hole in his chest, and his eyes are red with yellow irises. The fight is rather short as well. The giant grabs Sora, who gets wrapped up by the darkness. It begins to enter his eyes, nose, ears, and mouth. Oh my gosh, it's a hentai. Sora screams while the violin plays louder, combining with the whisperings and other screams until it becomes a mess of noise. Then the darkness covers Sora completely. Most of the noise, save for the whispering, abruptly stops the words "Game Over" flash continually on the screen. It's different from the usual Game Over screen, as it doesn't show Sora floating below his heart, nor does it have any options to return to the game or title menu. Players who try to reset the game and start over find that every time they try to play that copy, all the screen shows is the Game Over screen with the whispering in the background. The few players who made it far reported to hear whispering when they are alone in rooms and occasionally have seen red eyes with yellow irises in dark and distant places. So, lose the game, I guess.
Yeah, just get rid of it. Just throw it away.
So it's
Yeah,
like
dude,
a punishment.
Dude, sell it on
You
eBay.
beat the game.
Sell it on
No.
eBay for $3, including shipping and handling.
and like write Final Mix on there and people will buy it.
Obviously.
The designers of the game deny ever making this section and say that the creatures, area, and story music don't appear in the code. They claim it is a fabrication by people with a sick sense of humor.
Or a terrible sense of writing.
However, there was one designer, Akane Hoyotami, who was on the game only in the beginning stages when the cathedral levels were being created,
I wonder if
left
that's...
shortly after this section was finished. Because he left so early, his role in the game is uncredited. He made some calls to Japanese police after that, claiming there were creatures following him with red eyes and yellow irises.
Dude.
The police dismissed his reports of the ramblings of a lunatic and let him out of the police station. He was found dead the next morning, caught up by something sharp. The neighbor in the apartment next to him claimed he heard Akane screaming about eyes and whispering when they called the police.
I want to let
End
you
of
know,
story.
this Akane Hoyo Tabi does not exist, according to Google.
Thank you for
Well,
looking
of
that up. I
course,
was curious
because
about that.
he was uncredited.
Ah,
Yeah.
that could be true. He doesn't exist in Japanese public record.
Okay,
Bro.
I like how half of these comments on this page are like, is this really a glitch? Does this really
Wow.
work?
It's not. Also, I like how there's one comment that says, "It's not a cathedral. It's called Dive to the Heart, you noob." It's all caps.
I want to find that guy and give him a medal.
I tried this myself and it didn't work. You have a very strange sense of humor.
Guys, are you guys gonna go play Kingdom Hearts after this and try this?
Yes.
Was it necessary? Okay, the first comment. Was it necessary to ruin a KH creepypasta with the, oh, by the way, he left early on so he wasn't credited, that's why you don't know about him? If this was legit in any way, no one would be able to hear about KH without hearing about this too.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on.
I would say out of the four ones
comment.
we've read,
I like
this
the last
is
comment.
the-
Hold on, Jay. I like the last comment from Anonymous that was posted on September 24th, 2014 at 1:09 a.m. I have read this 3 times, and even though I know it has its flaw and fake, it still gives me the creeps.
yeah,
Dude, do you think the story scared the skeleton out of him?
it might have.
The story's...
How can you even die in the Snow White part? There are no heartless, just the
Oh.
part where you choose your weapon, and really, red eyes with yellow irises? Boo.
Okay, here's
How
one.
unoriginal.
Holy fuck, this was such a crappy shit. Seriously, so there is this glitch in Kingdom Hearts, and you go, and people are dead, and Heartless are scary, and the music is creepy with violin, and gets loud, and you can't turn it off, and the shadow kills you, and no one ever heard of the guy who made it, because he quit and killed himself. It's like every video game creepypasta ever, just not scary, and written by a 10-year-old.
Hey, maybe, what's this guy's name? What's the author's name? Inuna was 10 years old when he wrote the story. It was made in 2010.
It's possible.
Yeah, dude.
That means it wouldn't be a 90s kid.
Yeah, I know. He's not even a 90s kid. What a fucking loser. Jesus Christ, this story was great.
One of the comments actually links to the other mix.
Yeah, I saw that. It was like, huh.
And you know
You
what
can't
else?
even die on the Snow White one.
You know what else?
Whoa.
And that links to a deleted page. That's the real creepypasta. The link links to nowhere. And there's 666 and the color is blood red.
Alright.
Not blood, not scarlet red, not apple red, not any other kind of red. Blood red. Not Pokemon red. Blood red.
The only red that exists. This may or may not be my first or second time reading the creepypasta story. Because I definitely read one before. Hopefully.
Hopefully. It was a pretty good one too.
I know. Don't worry. Don't worry. It should still exist somewhere. Okay, so
Somewhere.
Now it's time for my second creepypasta story, and this is.
What are you reading now, Chaser?
Right now, I'm gonna read Neumannz story. Neumannz story. Do you remember now? By X uppercase X lowercase X, anime bells lowercase X uppercase X, lowercase X.
I love it when they do X's like that. The characters. This is hosted on Archive of Our Own, and the characters are.
Oh boy.
Nominee, Snap's nominee.
No, it's Snap. Exclamation point nominee.
Is that how you say it? Do you have to say the exclamation point? I'm not
Yes.
sure how that works with that.
I guess you have to say.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I guess you have to say exclamation point.
Sora, Nero, and some random person
telling the story named Nero.
Okay.
So there are two. So does that mean there are two Neros?
Apparently.
I'm guessing there's Nero, and then there's the narrator that's telling the story named Nero. Dude,
That's
everybody
quite a
remembers-
coincidence.
Because everybody
And the-
remember Nero, the classic Kingdom Hearts character in the series. Do you remember
Yeah,
Nero?
everybody knows Nero.
Dude,
I
he's my favorite
Nero.
Kingdom Hearts character. I ship him with everyone. Or her, depending on...
Nero ship.
Nero is the best Keyblade.
Yes.
Nero is best girl,
Yes.
boy thing.
Okay.
Nero is best Keyblade master.
Mhm.
So, to the story.
Yes, to Neumannz story. Do you remember now? By XXX Anime Bells XXX.
Read the summary.
No, this is boring. Let's not read the summary. They can read on it. Okay, let's start.
All right.
Hello, my name is. Well, that's not really important. You can call me Nero or Nero, as my friend likes to
Wait.
call me.
So is that not his name? He just said his name isn't important, and then he just gave us a name anyway.
Dude,
I don't really have. My name's not important. Just call me Nero.
I know. After two of my favorite video games characters, if you haven't figured it out yet, I'm a bit of a gamer. Well, how the fuck would I know? You're a bit of a fucking gamer. I especially like Kingdom Hearts. It was actually what first got me into games. Wow, you don't know. You're not a true '90s kid if you don't know any other games.
Dang straight.
Yeah, but that's not the point here. You're probably thinking, what is this crazy chick? Okay, it's a chick. We can confirm Nero is a female.
Wait, a chick
All
named
right.
Nero?
Yes. Now we know.
I think it'd be like Nero because you know Spanish. Nero.
Or maybe it's just Neo, or some other bullshit. Dude, Neo.
Get to the point already.
Literally, it says get to the point already. Well, be patient. Well, you gotta be patient for a sec. I'm getting there. So,
Alright.
as I was saying, I love
It's like
Kingdom-
she's reading our minds.
It's like she wrote this creepypasta just for our podcast. So
Thank
as
you.
I was saying, I love Kingdom Hearts. Got all the game and stuff, especially the stuff. Even made my own Kingdom Key in art class a couple years ago. So a few hours ago, I got a package in the mail. Sounds like something you would normally get in the mail.
There was no return address.
She got it for $3.
She got it for $3 on eBay.
Plus shipping and handling.
It was
Oh
just,
yeah, that's right.
it was just a little thing with a DVD disc inside. On
As opposed to the
on-
DVD block.
on it was written. Literally, it says on it was written. Nominee story. Do you remember now?
No, it's in all caps. It's like, nominee story, do you remember now?
Dun dun dun. I
Dun,
stared
dun,
at the disc for a while, not sure what to make of it. Nominee story. I thought. I've never heard of anything like this being released. It's Japan exclusive. That's probably why.
It's a final mix.
Yep.
Which is why it's in a creepypasta.
Yep. Shrugging it off, I decided to put the disc in my PS2. I wasn't sure if that what it was for. I don't know. It's a DVD disc. What do you think it's for? But I figured
I always put DVD discs in my PS2.
But I figured I could try putting it on my laptop if it didn't work. She got a backup plan. She's thinking ahead.
She smart girl right there.
I wonder if she tries her PS2 discs in her laptop first before trying them in the PS2.
Don't you do that?
After they don't work.
While I waited for
Who has DVD players anymore? Gosh.
I know. While I waited for the console to process the disc, god damn, this is a slow ass PS2. Fucking shit. It doesn't take that long to read a goddamn disc. I went to grab some chips and a glass of Pepsi.
Wait,
we also like to
you
thank
went to
our
get a
sponsor
glass
from
of Pepsi?
Sponsor Pepsi.
for this podcast.
Because screw Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Who needs polar bears?
Yep. When I got back, the disc was loaded and it showed a picture of Nominee standing in the middle of a white room with her hands behind her back and a smile on her face. I couldn't explain it, but she looked different somehow. What could it be? Like her lips were forming more of a smirk than a sweet smile I was accustomed to, and her eyes looked like they were narrow, almost glaring at me. Wow, what a total bitch Nominee is.
They were almost glaring, but not quite.
Yeah, I know. Bitch. Shaking it off, I sat down on my couch and picked up my old light gray controller and pressed start. When prompted, I selected new game, and the screen cut to black. For a split second, I thought I saw something. Thinking back on it later, I realized what I saw. I realized that what I seen was a close-up of Nominee's face, but it was splattered in something red. What could the red
ketchup.
be? What
Ketchup?
could it be ketchup? Did someone squirt ketchup in her face? Deciding not to worry about it for the time being, I shook my head and focused on the game. It started with a cutscene. Nominee was sitting in the room she stayed in at Castle Oblivion, drawing something I couldn't see. Yeah, because her drawing, you could always tell what the fucking drawing was. Fucking drawing in crayons. Jesus Christ, use color pencils already, god damn it. Suddenly she looked up at the screen and smirked at me, mouth forming words that I couldn't hear. The screen glitched for a bit, and for just a second, it looked like she was splattered with red, again with the red. But when I blinked, it went to normal, and I shrugged it off as my imagination. Yes. Again, it was red. It's not, she didn't specify the red, but it's red.
It's red.
Then
Just
the screen
red.
Then the image cut to looking over her shoulder to see her sketch pad. There, written in bright red crayons. Yeah, she's fucking drawing with fucking crayons.
I'm pretty sure this is the first red that isn't blood red.
Fucking sucks. You're not 5 Nominee. Use a fucking color pencil like anyone else who's an artist. Remember Nominee. There, written in bright red crayon was, remember Nominee. I didn't understand. What was that supposed to mean?
I think it means
The numbers.
you're supposed to remember
The
Nominee.
numbers. What do they mean?
What do the numbers mean?
She began scribbling again. I watched each letter form in large, red, and sort of messy. D O U O U R E M E M
You can't spell words.
Are you losing your place?
N O W question mark. Jesus Christ, how much fucking paper did she just wasted writing all this? She's writing giant red letters.
Her sketchbook is not that big.
I know.
No, her sketchbook is
for a single letter.
eternal.
Wasting so many
At
trees.
the screen. What? Do you remember now? What in the world was that supposed to mean? Do I remember what? I asked myself loudly. Then the screen changed again to show Naminé glaring at me. An expression of malice I never seen her wear before. What the hell was going on? Suddenly, Naminé spoke, and this time I could hear her, even though her voice was oddly staticky. Do you remember me, Nero? My eyes wide and I stared at her. Dude, I think she's lesbian for Naminé. If you guys can't tell by the story where it's going.
Wait, so is her name actually Nero?
I'm guessing so.
No, but it's not important, remember?
It's not important.
But let's just call her by her real name anyway. My mouth slightly opened in shock. What? Of course I remember you, senpai. You're right there. You're right
You
there.
noticed me,
Flush.
senpai.
You're right there.
Senpai notices me.
I told her, wincing slightly at my shaking voice and the fact that I was speaking to a fictional character on my TV. Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus Christ, get a fucking job. You fucking...
Get a life.
I know, so I'm living in your fucking mom's basement. Fucking loser. Your shitty 2D waifu. She smiled again. She smiled then, but again, it looked different. More like a smirk. And her bright blue eyes seemed... Okay, she's really lesbian for Naminé. Like she's literally waifu for Naminé at this point.
OTP right there.
Her bright blue eyes seemed malicious and slightly psychotic. Okay, so she's yonder. So Naminé is confirmed yandere. In case anyone was wondering, we should put this on the wiki so people know. She giggled softly. Then her voice was still filled with static and glare off the screen to her left.
Glance.
Jesus Christ. Suddenly, she was covered in red splatter again. What type of red? Specify, fucking Nero, you goddamn bitch. But this time, it stayed.
It was really more of a burgundy.
It was kind of a maroon.
But this time, it stayed that way. She came closer to the screen, still smiling, and seemed to tilt it to
where she had been.
I'm gonna edit
Bless
that
you.
out. Yeah, thank you. She's still smiling and seemed to tilt it to what she's been looking earlier. That's good, she said cheerfully as I stared in horror at the screen. Because if you didn't, you'd end up like poor Sora over there. She giggled again. Sora! He was hard.
Sora.
He was ... hardly recognizable ... His body was completely stripped of flesh, and what was left was leaned up against the wall. Head tilted up and mouth open in a silent scream. There was a pool of blood around him, and written on the wall beside his body were the bloody words. Do you remember me now? Hey, look,
So if his body,
I remember you said that.
if his body was completely stripped of flesh, doesn't that mean it was just a skeleton?
Dude, I told you there was a skeleton inside.
A $3 skeleton.
Yep. Something caught my attention, and I looked back at Sora's mangled corpse. No, I wanted to throw up then and there because Sora was still alive. He was still alive. Strip up his flesh apparently, and besides a good portion of his blood, he was staring at me, blue eyes wide with terrors, and he seemed to be screaming something. Suddenly it clicked, and just as I did, I could hear it. Run! Escape before she gets you! His voice was strangled and filled with unbearable pain. There was a flash of something did not specify, and there was crayon lodged in both of Sora's eyes, and he stopped moving.
Wow, that
That's
escalated.
that's like the most like anticlimactic thing ever. And there were crayons. He was killing pencil. Oh.
He stopped moving. The pain was too much for him. He was no fucking shit. If I was fucking crayons were shoved into my eyes, I'd be fucking dead too. Oh fuck. Don't you try shoving fucking crayons into your eyes and removing all your skin. Then there was the sound of static-filled giggle as Naminé walked around the camera into view, standing beside Sora's body. Oops! Looked like Sora gave the game away.
Yeah, I can't
She
do it.
turned back to the screen, smiling calmly, though her eyes were glaring at me through the TV screen. The smile, combined with her malicious glare, made me want to turn around and run for the hills, but I couldn't. I was frozen in place, hardly able to breathe, let alone move. Wow, she's really being triggered at this point. The trigger warnings are off the chart.
It's what's the trigger level, Chaser?
Really, more higher than it's off the chart. If there was a chart,
is
must
it
be
over
here.
9,000?
Yes.
Good
Don't worry,
job,
Nero.
Chaser.
Came the staticky voice of the girl I previously thought to be sweet and caring. You can help me with my new picture. I'm sure you like it. Remember what you used to draw? Remember when you used to draw me all the time? Well, this time, I'll draw you. She laughed. Jesus fucking Christ, kid.
That's very, very terrifying.
This is how
I'm
Yaoi
gonna
gets
draw
started,
you,
kids.
Dude, this how you draw a picture of your shitty waifu. Fucking on, man. Do everyone know Aqua is the best girl, and I will fight anyone who doesn't agree about that she is the best girl.
Nominate for Best Girl 2014.
No, fuck you. I was shivering, but not because I was cold. I was terrified.
Oh, thanks. I had no idea. I was totally expecting you to be cold at this point.
Yeah. It's nice to know that you're not cold. I was terrified. What was gonna happen to me? Suddenly, Nominate disappeared from the screen, and my trance was broken. I shot to my feet and ran as fast as I could. I slammed my front door open and sprinted down the street. Jesus Christ. Not sure where I was going. I just knew I needed to get away from there. I ended up at my friend Becky's house. Wow, thanks Becky. What a nice girl.
What a nice friend.
She
And
has a
that's where I am
normal
now.
name.
And that's where I am now. I spent the last couple hours here and I haven't seen any sign of Nominate. Hopefully I never will again. After this experience, I reconsider having her as my favorite kiddos.
Whoa! Let's not be rash here, dude.
Calm down.
That's
pretty
Take a
extreme.
chill pill.
Yo, that's pretty extreme there.
yeah. I mean, she just tried to kill you, man. That's all.
No, she's still your
You're reconsidering having her as a favorite Cage character. Honestly, dude.
What made you decide that? Like, at which point did you decide? No, she's not really my favorite
Oh yeah, I mean,
anymore.
it was fun when she stabbed Sora in the eye with crayons, or when she wrote letters with blood, or she.
She's
Those
still
are
my
all
favorite
fine.
character.
Yeah, it was all perfectly normal, but now she's reconsidering. Wait, hold on.
Well,
wait,
to be fair, she's only reconsidering. She
Yeah.
hasn't. It's not for sure yet.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. I heard something from downstairs. I'm gonna go check it out. It's probably just Becky's parents coming home from the downstairs. Do you remember now? And that was Namine's story. Do you remember now by XXX Anime Bell XXX. And oddly enough, one guest left kudos to this work. This hosted on the weirdest fucking website I'd ever expected it to be.
Or no, have you been to this website before?
No,
I actually have, yeah.
I have, yeah.
didn't know this website existed until now. Holy shit.
It's, yeah.
I never expected creepypasta fanfiction to be waifu fanfiction on this site. Wait, according
I
apparently...
actually like this site, but that is just oh my god.
So apparently I Googled...
we don't talk about this site for reasons.
So apparently I Google upped anime XXXXX anime bell XXS on Google, and I found out that this person is 18, male, and lives in Canada.
Oh, so he's legal and in Canada.
That explains so much.
And this person looks female. I'm not sure, and I don't want to trigger her
All right, I am so confused, you guys, by this story. Is this person's name Nero or not?
But guys, don't worry.
More importantly, who's her favorite character now?
I know. I need to know. I need to know. But guys, I just found her fanfiction account, so it's okay. Apparently, she does have a fanfiction account, not a fucking archive our old works account. Like,
yeah.
Hold on.
But we will save other stuff for the next podcast.
Hold on. I want to see what other stupid fanfiction for creepypasta. She wrote one called Zexion's Heart. Okay.
What? Wait, Zexion's what?
Zexion's Heart. Don't you know his heart? That's
oh, heart.
Oh, heart.
Yeah.
I heard heart.
I was worried there for a minute.
I'm still worried.
Don't worry, it was only rated T, so it should be fine.
Oh god.
Jesus fucking Christ, who the fuck has an archive of our own? Christ.
Then again, who the heck has a wiki account?
Then again, who the fuck goes to archive of our own?
Who the heck has a wiki account? But
I don't know,
yeah.
only fucking losers with Aqua as their waifu would. Who the heck pays $3 for a video game on eBay, for that matter?
For $3 and shipping and handling.
I know. or the blood up Sprite.
So.
Alright, on for my second creepypasta. This one is called Kingdom Hearts You Are Trapped, and it's actually in Spanish. So I'm going to be reading the Google translated one.
You mentioned the author of this.
Yes, Kingdom Hearts You Are Trapped by Azazel666.
I like how it says comment only like a lost soul.
I got like a banshee, just like banshee.
I have only like a lost soul. I guess Google translates different things for us apparently.
I guess so.
Wait, where?
Today I learned.
Wait, where are you seeing this?
It's right next to the author's name.
Oh. Yeah, I just have leave a reply.
Oh. You probably have the best translated then. It says just like banshee. Anyway.
Alright, well in that case, my Google Translate will probably be almost readable. Alright, so here we go.
Alright, we'll find out.
Yeah. Alright, Kingdom Hearts You Are Trapped by Azazel_666. By a game which I had spoken, the Kingdom Hearts, because my fame. We're off to a good start.
Oh, Google.
By a game. Okay, I'm gonna try that again. By a game which I had spoken, the Kingdom Hearts, because my fame. Distracted, I did not notice the two bars that symbolize the two behind the letters of the title.
I don't even know what's going on.
I don't know.
I think she bought Kingdom Hearts 1, but I think she bought Kingdom Hearts 1, but she actually bought Kingdom Hearts 2 because she didn't know that the two bars symbolizes the two.
Okay.
So
didn't know.
That might be. I got home a little tired after having to wait for a bus for an hour. I went into my room and started the game. For obvious reasons, I chose New Game. From there, I started one of my favorite PS2 games. But surprise, I realized I was too a fool I was. Anyway, my indomitable gamer fiber prompted me to finish it. This is going well. And in fact, I did. From Twilight Town until the end, with all locks. Unfortunately, there is no present without the past, so I went to buy the Kingdom Hearts 1.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there. No present without the past is some deep shit. I want to point that out.
There is no present without the past. In Spanish, too.
I'm okay with that. I could see a younger Sora, and more immature, the gameplay was slower, and combos you had to do with the menu. However... Okay, this did not get translated. However, VCA me, and I think I just missed beating the Ice Titan. After years of having finished, I decided I wanted to revive the 2 again. And honestly, the time and my patience did not give me to download it in a torrent. To buy it again, as above was scratched. I think I know what she's trying to say here.
Towards a PS2 game. Towards a PS2 game.
My old ended up in a neat shop run by a young, well-groomed and jacketed.
Wait, was the shop?
Let me say that again.
Jacket?
He was a well-groomed jacket.
I'm gonna say this again. My old ended up in a neat shop run by a young, well-groomed and jacketed. So it was run by a well.
It was run by a well. A young well. That was groomed and jacketed.
A young well. This well was just recently dug. I asked for the game. At that time, the tray of your PC is opened and out came a DVD. The guy said, "Right here." Okay. The game looked original. The cover art of the CD was carefully cooked.
Is this even a creepypasta?
The guy put it in the box. Lay the difference here, and the differences begin. The cover did not appear Sora Donald Goofy. Roxas and the other, but it seemed a melancholy Sora on a red background, with tears streaming down, stuck something on the floor, but I could not see because of the perspective drawing. As it was no claim that a seller of games, I bought it. This
I
is gonna
guess she
get...
doesn't buy games. I guess she doesn't sell games, so she wouldn't know to buy it or not.
Yeah. As it was no claim that a seller of games, I bought it. Okay. Shh. I know. After I nailed a late bus, I got home. I left the job for later and got the game on the... Oh my god, I don't want to know what happened on this bus. After I nailed a late bus, I got home, I left the job for later and got the game on the PS2, and it all began. The strange thing started here. Buena Vista logo and Square Enix and extra Neumannz. Oh god, I haven't done Spanish in such a long time. Extra Neumannz did not appear. Instead appeared two texts in Japanese, both had some red characters. Ignoring this, thinking it was just another of these strange anti-piracy stamps, other text appeared. It was the 6th. But this time asked me Equus or press circle again, thinking it was the classic. Selector, PAL/NTSC, I pressed circle. I'm not sure, but I think that's what triggered this whole series of bizarre events.
Okay. I'm not sure.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Yep.
The game threw me...
This is where the real story begins.
Yeah. The game threw me to the home screen. The strange Sora did not appear here eating ice cream. If there was something else, Sora Keyblade appeared lifting, drawing had a perspective from below, had an angry face. Best sentence ever.
An angry face on it? Was it
Okay.
badly joined in MS8?
Okay, this person does not like periods. Okay. Alright. And seemed to hit something up soon after looking at the picture. The background of the title screen turned red. It was starting to get weird.
Was it blood red?
It must have been blood red.
Blood red. Yeah. I looked to see if reading my saved game after such a bizarre thing, but was not. However, had another save, was in Town Twilight, all open logs 100%.
That's how you do the game, right there.
Oh my god. Oh my god, this is... Alright. I set to close, but when trying to close, threw me an error message saying trapped. Oh. Title drop.
That's the story. That's the count the story.
That's a trigger. It's a trap trigger.
Roll credits.
Roll credits. Right there.
Re turned on the console and I spent the characters. The voice did not give me the option and gave him a new game. Trapped again, I pressed circle and the message is closed, so there was only me load the game that brought the game. I appeared in Twilight Town, but again something strange happened. The people of the city was falling to the ground, which seemed strange convulsions. Spoke with one, I stuck a big jolt. Her eyes had no pupils, mouth was wide open and bleeding, and left with a sad expression while a shiver climbed my body at abnormal speeds. Suddenly the dialogue box appeared and said verbatim, trapped, 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 Ryu, we are trapped. A sinister laugh was heard in the background and fear came over me. The sky turned red, then tried turning off the console and wished that it had not passed horror. I realized that the button was stuck with the jerk jumped from my seat and headed to the outlets. The You're Trapped began to become a song with a sinister rhythm and totally psychotic, tried unplugging, but the game increased its volume. You Are Trapped sounded increasingly high and right now. A mixture of evil laughter joined the choir. My hands were sweating. Gradually distresses me more and more. All I could do was Sora ran. I ran a little, but with tears. I saw that Sora was running.
I'm in tear right now.
Me too.
Me too. I saw that Sora was running in slow motion, but not only that, the fact is that running in fear, nothing was chasing us, but ran like a blind child's ears trying to escape this reality. In Sora, when he tripped and fell and began to mourn, the song sounded even louder, the screen went white. I need to take a break here, guys. I need to breathe. Yeah. Alright, let's continue. Alright. I appeared on the very classic place of Kingdom Hearts. They are like cylindrical pillars amid the darkness, where you get to choose a weapon to decide which you specialize. Here appeared 3 doors. One said escape, another said light, and another said kill, as hopeless, anxious, and fear through my body, including that of escape, but no, could not be! The doors reordered, and kill appeared in front of me. Again, try to shut down, but the other doors also became kill. Tried to open the menu. I could not avoid hitting a cry. All options menu marked kill. I could not take it anymore. Was too soon. Collapsed my mind. I was stuck. I laughed if laughter out of his mouth and opened the door in front of me. Donald and Goofy were standing with their classical expressions without doing anything. I opened the window of instructions for battle, which to my horror saying, "Kill for your existence." Hoping that everything was over, I waited to leave a nobody or heartless, but the goal was clear: to prove my existence should kill Donald and Goofy. This was horrible, but I understood that both Sora and wanted to be saved from this horror, so I started painfully. Oh wow. Sora's punches were not typical, no game without brutes beating, as if someone wanted to kill a human being fly balls or 2 buzzos. What the hell is a 2 buzzo? Okay.
2 buzzos.
2
What's a
buzzos.
human being fly ball?
Well, you know what a fly ball is, right? So this
It's like
is just
baseball, right?
This is just a human being fly ball, or a 2 buzzo.
Oh yeah, those people.
Yeah. So Sora's punches were not typical, no game without brutes beating, as if someone wanted to kill a human being fly balls or 2 buzzos. Blood flying, the cries of pain became stronger. I laughed harder and harder, and I yelled, "Who are trapped now?"
Who are trapped now?
Yeah. I felt sorry for myself, but I did it. They were dead. Sora fell on his knees with a wistful look, looking up. That picture was exactly like the cover of the game. The PS2 is turned off, the lid is open, the game spinning like a top paraded before my eyes. At last he was free. And that's the end.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry, I didn't just expect that, so I turned down and like, what the heck? Alright.
That was the best one ever.
That was. Sora nailed that bus.
Yeah.
Who are trapped now?
Who are trapped now? And 2 buzzos.
2 buzzos. 2
As if
buzzos.
someone wanted to kill a 2 buzzo. Alright, so guys, impressions.
Spanish is the best.
I feel that creepypasta is a valuable genre of literature. It is highly underrated, and
it is definitely one of the most overlooked genres. And so I'm glad we took this chance to
expand.
Look at it.
We expanded our
experience it for ourselves.
We expanded our horizons.
Mm-hmm.
We have broadened ourselves.
Yeah, we have learned multiple things tonight about how we can apparently get a copy of Kingdom Hearts 4x3 Final Mix for $3 plus shipping and handling.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
And what have we learned from this experience?
A lot of shit.
I do believe don't use Google Translate should be at the top of the list.
What I learned is that I should get a better Audacity. And I hope that I do not speak at random points during this entire podcast, or that the fact that you may or may not heard my first creepypasta story about KingdomHearts.exe.
Yes, get a better audio recording
Or I
program.
should just reinstall. Or I should just reinstall Audacity and hope it doesn't fucking suck this time.
You can do that. Also, we learn
Valuable life lessons
always,
right
always have at least 15 people proofread your creepypasta before you post it. At least.
And also, remember guys, there were
here.
other...
Yes.
Remember, blood red is not the only color that exists for red.
There are lots
Or
of
blood,
reds.
for that
Yeah.
matter.
There are lots of reds.
And also, fucking eye socket. God damn it. Is anything else that isn't?
That's very popular apparently, the eye socket thing.
Yes, because everyone knows that's the most terrifying part.
Bloodshot does not mean bloodshot.
Because everyone knows that's the
Blood-
most terrifying part
okay.
of the human body.
Yes, find out what bloodshot actually means, please.
Yes.
Oh.
Do your research while doing creepypasta.
Always do your research. Try not to seem like a pretentious asshole when you're describing game parts.
But also don't sound like a pretentious noob.
That too. Because then we will laugh at you.
Exactly.
And we will laugh at you no matter how hard you try.
Everyone will
Sorry,
laugh at you.
that's our job.
This is the internet.
It is our job to laugh.
And it is the internet's job to do it too. Thanks,
That
the
too,
internet.
Internet at its best.
And we are just doing our duty.
Thanks.
But before we go, I promised that I would give a shout out to Roxas Nobody, so here it is. That's all you're getting. Love
Yay.
you. Also, Roxas 13, okay. Anyway,
Here, what is
All
this?
right,
I think,
so-
I think this was a great spooky cast.
this was a wonderful spooky cast.
I hope we do this again next year.
Ooh.
If we're still here next year.
Totally.
Yeah, if we're not dead,
Or,
because we downloaded the final mixes.
Well,
Hey, we could just do a Halloween in July. That's a thing, isn't it?
I
we
think
could do
that's...
Halloween in November and it will still be okay.
Yeah.
I think we
So-
can do Halloween next week too. We can do
Nah.
Halloween every week,
we
people.
make every podcast a Halloween spooky cast. Because fuck reporting on actual news, which we'll report in the next exciting episode. So stay tuned. Whenever that happens, because I don't know.
Alright, so I believe that is all for our Halloween spooky cast.
Spooky cast. Yep.
Unless anyone's got
Cast.
anything else.
It was a great. It was a
No, please.
I think we're good.
Okay.
Alright,
You're-
so Jane,
Oh,
I think
no,
you're
no,
going
please.
daft.
Jane,
We're
sign
almost
us out.
done.
Guys, remember, buy video games on
No,
eBay.
no, I can't. Help
Okay.
me. Do you remember?
Okay, bye. By the way, my name.
Bye,
my
Spooky.
My name is not of importance, but you can call me Nero anyway.
You can call me Chainoffire or Spookiest. Ooh.
My name is Juego del Toro. Or that's it.
You can call me Spooky Chaser at this point, or Skeleton Chaser, or whatever the fuck,
Alright.
Or just give him nachos.
whatever. Okay,
yeah.
have fun.
Yeah. Spanish man.
Okay.
Alright, next time.
Bye.
Alright. Bye.
Peace out.
Bye.